Hi folks! In this tutorial we're going to go over how to set up an automated email in Trello using Zapier and your email, of course. And the reason we're doing this is to follow up with our customers. Now historically the other reason we do this is because if we follow up with the right kinds of customers, then those customers will use our products. I've noticed that anywhere between a 6 to 9% increase in profit for everyone that does this, because the customers that come back to you and give you an email and say, hey, I really want this job done, generally those conversions happen very quick and you don't need that much time to actually talk to the customer. So let's get started. The first step is to set up your Trello workspace by having premium. It's not that expensive. Then we're going to go ahead and hit power-ups. We're going to make the assumptions that, of course, that you have Trello, Zapier, and your Gmail ready and set up. So let's go ahead and hit Power-Ups. We're going to click on this, then Add Power-Ups. We're going to search for Zapier. Then we're going to click Add. Go ahead and click Add again. And now it's enabled. Now let's go to Zapier and we're going to connect Trello and we're going to connect our Gmail. So I'm in Zapier. I'm going to go ahead and click Create, Zaps. I'm going to click on Trigger. It works on a if this then that. In here I'm going to look for Trello. Click on it. Then I'm going to click my action, and we're going to come back to the Trello section in just a little bit over here. And I click Gmail, go back to Trello. In here, I want the event to be if a card is moved to a list. So for example, let's go back to Trello and let's look at our board. We'll go to Production and Accounting. In process, job completed, invoice confirmation, and here we have our 6-week follow-up. In this email, I'll ask the customer, hey, are you sure about this one job that you mentioned? What's going on? Would you still like the service to be done? So what we end up needing to do is we'll click on Add a Card, and here I'm going to say SPD Senior. I'm going to click on it. This will bring up the edit field. As you've noticed here, I have two different custom fields. For some types of software, it does better if you add the custom field for Zapier to integrate better. For others, it's better if it's in the description. For others, they have a specific field. Just for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to add a third custom field so that you can see exactly how to add these custom fields. So we're going to click on Custom Fields, New Field. Customer email 3. I'm going to make that a text and hit create. Don't worry about the piece that said show on the front of the card. That's just what shows up on the front of the card. And in here, what we're going to do is I'm going to put contact at CRM Group Solutions. And it does not have a save feature in Trello, so we're just going to hit the X. Now, according to our Zap, what it says is when this card is moved to a list. And we're going to specify what that list is going to be. That list is going to be the follow-up 6 weeks section. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that this card that we just created is going to be in that follow-up 6 weeks section. If we don't do that, then Zapier will not integrate with this specific card, and we will not be able to integrate this whatsoever. We'll have lots of different issues that come up and pop up, and they're mainly set around mapping. So that mapping is just not going to work. Let's check it out. We'll go to Zapier, card moved list to Trello, move to list, continue. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect this just for the purpose of everyone seeing it. It'll have a 3 dots here, and then you can click connect. Allow. Continue. The board, we're going to pick production and accounting because this is the production and accounting board. And the list is going to be the follow-up list. So click here, then go to follow-up list, follow-up 6 weeks. For a card, we're going to let this say stay as any card and continue. Test the trigger. And this is one of the most important parts, again, for the purposes of mapping, because it will not map correctly. So we want to make sure that the card that is in here, that is chosen, is the one that corresponds to Speedy P Speedy Senior. So let's go back and let's check to see if this has Speedy Speedy Senior. You can scroll down slow or fast and see if you see Speedy Speedy Senior in here. And we do. If we were to go to the other 2 cards, we notice that it doesn't have that in there. So for example, I'm going to click on list B. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And as you've noticed, there is no name anywhere in here. Now if I were to have this one picked out, or a card that moved to list A, so let's scroll down to this one as well. For example, this one says Bruce Wayne. Well, that's not Speedy Speedy Senior. Well, in that case, it's not going to pull in the correct customer email. You're going to have a huge mapping error, and it's going to take a very long time to try and figure out what went wrong. So let's pick this one. It's usually at the top of the list, but you have to double check to make sure that the naming convention of that one is the same as yours here. And it is. Continue with selected record. For Gmail, this is the next step. We're going to go click choose event. We want to send out an email. Hit continue. And here I'm going to relink this account. I've already created it. Click reconnect. In your case, it would just be click connect, and then you'd see one of many different accounts. In my case, it is this one. Continue and allow. Continue. We're going to click on the insert data section, and we're going to put email. And it's going to filter for us. And it's filtered, and here we have card email, we have customer email 2. None of those are the ones that we want. We want to pick the new custom field that we just made. In your case, it's probably going to be just customer email, because that's the naming convention that you've given this customer email in the custom field section. So I'm going to go to customer email 3 and see if I can find it. And there it is, customer email 3. Now the trick is, with all of these custom fields, you only want one custom field. You don't want 3 like I have here. The reason I did it 3 is because I was trying to break the system and figure out every single way that this could break. And this is the way that it managed to make sense for me. So I found my customer email, and here it says 2. I don't need a CC. The from is usually from the contact email. In the case of many of our staff, what we ended up doing is we actually put up the salesperson's name so that it would be more catered to the customer. Subject is follow-up. And obviously you can change the subjects and the body in order to make it more catered to your general population of your customers. So for example, if this in here, if this board was follow-up 6 weeks for, let's say, gutter replacement, in here where I have my subject line, I would say, hey, just wanted to follow up on your gutter replacement. Try to make it as catered to the customer as possible, because that's going to indicate that you genuinely care about the customer. And knowing the fact that you're implementing the software at least shows me that you care about the customer in order to put the thought, effort, and energy in order to make sure that they have the best experience possible. We're going to scroll down, click the X here. In the body, we're going to say, this is just a small example. We can make much better examples. So we have the body. Let's continue. Let's test this step. And it was successful, and we can tell that it was successful because of this green check mark. Let's click publish. Your Zap is live. Awesome. Let's go to my email and see if I've actually received an email. So now that that email went through, how do we increase the delay in the time between when we move that card over to when this email was sent? Now that we've published it, we're going to click on Edit Zap. And we see a little plus button here, so let's click Add Step. Let's scroll to Delay by Zapier. Choose Event. And let's click Delay for. Continue. Time delayed for. And I'm going to click 1. Time delayed for in units. I'm going to click minutes. In this case, what you'd want to do is put weeks. And in our case that we have 6 weeks, I'd put it at 6 weeks. But in my case, I'm just going to click on 1 minute. Continue. Test the step. Continue. Continue. And publish. I'm going to name this Delayed Zap. And if you like the content that you're seeing, please hit the like and subscribe button. And also too, if you'd like a paid consultation, we can definitely help you out.